That night, in a makeshift command center deep in the misty mountains, General Michael Keane stood before a brightly lit electronic map. Red lines and flashing symbols tracked a series of events unfolding outside. To an outsider, it was meaningless data, but to Keane, it was the trail of an approaching storm. The command room was packed with officers, but no one spoke. They knew that when General Keane convened a meeting at midnight, something serious must have happened. He turned, his deep eyes reflecting something he had been contemplating for months. "Gentlemen," he began, his voice low and firm, "I will be frank. We are entering the final phase." The entire room fell silent. Tense eyes were fixed on him. Keane continued, "The situation we're facing is no longer a series of isolated events. All the data, all the signals from multiple regions, have begun to converge. Everything that's happened in the last 6 months points to one single point. A major shift is coming." He pointed to the map, where a multitude of symbols were merging into a single hotspot. "This is the area we've been monitoring for a long time. All activity is converging here. This has never happened before." Lieutenant Colonel Harris, always considered the most rational member of the team, spoke up. "Does the general mean a major event is about to happen?" Keane nodded. "Not just major. It will determine the course of the entire operation from beginning to end. If we're not prepared, we'll be caught off guard. But if we act at the right time," he paused, carefully considering his words, "we can control the outcome." The atmosphere grew increasingly tense. Outside, the wind whistling through the mountain pass echoed the unease everyone felt. General Keane wasn't the type to speak forcefully just for attention. For decades in the military, he'd been known for his composure and foresight. But in recent weeks, he'd changed. He slept little, spoke little, and was glued to reports as if chasing something unseen. Now that he'd spoken, everyone understood the situation was truly dire. "General," a young officer asked slowly, "what should we do first?" Keane closed the file on his desk and stood up straight. "The first step is not to panic. We will redeploy forces, reinforce strategic points, and continuously update the data. I want units ready to prioritize a rapid response within the next 24 hours. Then he looked around the room, his voice serious but not cold. "But most importantly, no one should underestimate the situation. The final stage is like the calm before the storm. It deceives everyone. And when it begins, things will happen very quickly." Everyone felt a slight chill down their spines. After the meeting, Keane stepped out into the hallway. The yellow light illuminated the resolute lines on his face, hardened by time. He walked to the small balcony of the command center, looking down at the valley shrouded in darkness. A close officer, Colonel Rowan, approached him. "Do you really think this is the final stage?" Rowan asked softly. Keane didn't answer immediately. He observed the night sky, where dark clouds were gathering, forming ominous, swirling patterns. "I've seen this pattern before," he said. "Not exactly the same, but similar enough to know that things can't go on any longer. When the pieces start to fit together, the end of a chain of events usually comes faster than we think." Rowan was silent for a moment, then asked, "Are you afraid?" Keane chuckled softly, a laugh that wasn't truly joyful. "Who wouldn't be afraid? But fear isn't the issue. The issue is knowing what we're up against." The wind blew harder, a chill pierced through his coat, carrying the smell of earth and dampness. Rowan looked at him, softly saying, "General, you're not alone." Keane turned, nodding gratefully. "I know, and that's why I believe we still have a chance." That night lasted longer than usual. The analysis team continued to update the data. New reports kept pouring into the command room. The indicators increasingly showed that Keane's prediction was not far off. But amidst that tension, something strange was emerging. Determination. Once the truth was revealed, the uncertainty was gone. They began to act with clarity and prepare for what was to come. General Keane watched his team working diligently, his eyes filled with a mixture of sadness and unwavering resolve. He said to himself, "Whatever the final stage may be, we will not retreat.